Alrighty, so we've got a fun one here. So it's Maycee Barber versus Miranda Maverick. Maycee Barber's on a 2-fight losing streak, so definitely would love a win here. She's got a 2-inch height advantage, and we'll see if she can use her size here. So breaking and striking, both these guys are southpaws. Both these guys are very aggressive. I'd say Maverick has the cleaner hands. Her hands are coming along quite nicely, chaining boxing combinations together. I think her hands are much cleaner than Maycee Barber's. Barber's hands are probably average at best. Striking is quite wild, quite looping for the most part. So she's not going to beat too many people, like technique for technique, until she cleans all that up. Maycee Barber, she likes to step in 1-2. She likes to, come forward, get in the pocket, start swinging hooks. That's when she's at her best. Her kicks, they're pretty slow, especially on the retraction, especially slow. Has her hands low when she's throwing these kicks. Opportunity for counters by her opponent when she is throwing these kicks. They're just quite telegraphed, quite slow. For Maverick, she likes to finish a combination with a leg kick. Nice straight elbow at distance. That cut, what's her name? Showed you up pretty good in the first round of their fight. But when she does throw kicks, she does telegraph her kicks either with a key eye or just loading her hips too early. Like, she gives her opponents a heads up when she's about to throw something. She pretty much key eyes before every strike she's committing to. So, if she's not key eyeing when she's feigning, there's nothing to worry about. She's not going to throw anything. But if she's key eyeing, something's coming, so just watch out, I guess. But Maycee Barber, she's good in the clinch, Muay Thai plum clinch, knees to the body, elbows up top. And I have seen Miranda Maverick be controlled in the clinch quite a bit when I was watching her regional scene fights, so it could be a path to victory there for Maycee Barber. Maycee Barber, her takedowns aren't great. When she does get on top, she has aggressive ground and pound and, really postures up and starts throwing elbows from top position. But yeah, I have seen Miranda Maverick, get taken down before. She doesn't have the best takedown defense. Bottom game is a little bit suspicious. So I think whoever gets on top will be winning the fight, basically. Like, whoever is able to get the most top position will be the winner. So yeah, and I would give the takedown advantage to Maverick. I think she has better takedowns. She has a nice reactive double, sets up a blast double quite well with a straight right, or a straight left, sorry. But yeah, I do think she has the better takedowns. How these guys win fights, so for Maverick, she's physically strong, she's very aggressive. For Maycee Barber, she has killer instinct, she's very vicious, and she's got a bit of raw power as well. Like, you can tell opponents don't like being hit by her when she does connect. How these guys lose fights, so for Maverick, she doesn't have the best takedown defense, doesn't have the best bottom game, doesn't have the best clinch game. Already talked about that a little bit. For Barber, she doesn't have the best takedown defense or get-ups as well, but also a striking defense. Like, she'll just kind of lean back with her chin in the air to avoid strikes, and it can get very predictable, and you'll see good strikers like Alexa Grasso just really, look to take advantage of that. Alright, past the victory for these two. So for Maverick, look to feint a lot, set up your kicks. You were getting caught in range by throwing naked kicks by Jillian Robertson. So yeah, set up your kicks, don't make sure that doesn't happen again, because if Maycee Barber, catches her, it could be the round, it could be, a lot of momentum lost there. If you're Maycee Barber, look to punish her for those kicks and, really look to throw a hard straight right or whatever, or catch a kick and try and take it down, get in top position, land some damage. But yeah, if you can't take her down, if you're Maycee Barber and you can't take her down, look to push her against the fence and look to keep the fight there. Maverick has let opponents just kind of control her against the fence, in past fights, and let off offense there. So if you can do that, then look for that as well, because you do have the size advantage here. And for Miranda Maverick, don't brawl, keep everything down the pipe, make it technical, look to take it down, look to advance to dominant position, look for ground and pound and submissions from there. Alright, so how I see the fight going? So going full aggro is so underrated in lower level women's MMA, in my opinion. Like, you really don't have to respect the power of your opponent as much as you, not nearly to the extent as you would in, men's MMA or whatever. Especially in these lower weight classes like 115, 125. Like, there's only a few people that crack in these divisions. And what I mean by full aggro is just get in their face, start throwing heat, and really just try and overwhelm your opponent. Like, she wasn't doing that in the Grasso fight. She finally did it in the last round, and that's where she had a boatload more success than when she was trying to be technical at distance. Like, that isn't your game. You're not a technical fighter. You're a bruiser. You're a bulldozer. You're a marauder. Like, that's not your game. And honestly, I think they're fucking up her game at Rufus Sport. Like, if you've listened in the past, you know my opinion of Rufus Sport. Like, just a bunch of fighters that love losing. Like Woodley, Askren, Mia Sharp, CM Punk trains there. But yeah, just a bunch of dudes that just love losing. And I don't think Duke Rufus is a very good coach. The Pettis bros. Yeah, I think she needs to get a solid foundation elsewhere. I think she needs to leave that gym. And usually I don't have a very solid opinion on gyms, and I don't really care about where they're training or whatnot, but like with Rufus Sport, yeah, you just gotta ditch them. I think she needs to focus on her strengths, like no kicks, very little kicks, don't fight at kickboxing range, more heavy pressure game plans, extend your combinations, sharpen up your boxing, you know, improve your strengths there, improve your clinch work, focus on how she can control the clinch and get her offense there. Work on her offensive wrestling, because she does have very aggressive ground and pound, and her ground and pound is lethal, so I do think she has a high ceiling, but it's just she's fucking up her career with staying at this gym. And I think, you know, fight to fight, Maverick is making more improvements, and that's credit to the team behind her. I think Maverick is a little bit cleaner on the feet. I see Maycee taking the front foot and Maverick taking the back foot, and Maycee's kind of controlling the direction of the fight, but I do see Maverick beating her to the punch quite a bit. I feel like Barber's best chance is to go full aggro, as I talked about before, just kind of blitz forward, crash into the fence, clinch, rinse and repeat, just try and really, you know, bulldoze her. I don't trust the fight IQ of either of these girls. Like, Maverick engaged on the ground with Jillian Robertson when she had a huge advantage standing. Like, she engaged on the ground for no reason. And also Barber just not realizing she needs to go full aggro until around halfway through the fight. Generally takes her 1.5 rounds to realize she has to go forward and has to be very aggressive. Like, I'm talking the Grasso fight, I'm talking the JJ Aldridge fight, and even then, you know, she might not be able to bully Maverick, you know. Like, that bully style, it's going to work against girls like Hannah Cyphers, Jillian Robertson, JJ Aldridge, but, you know, Maverick's pretty physical herself. Both these guys have terrible takedown defense, so I advise both fighters to go for takedowns. And then look for damage on top, because I do think, yeah, whoever's in top position is going to win. Maverick, she's going to be looking to wrangle Barber down and keep her down there. Barber, on the other hand, she'll be looking to posture up and land bombs if she does find herself on top. But the downside to that is that you leave a lot of openings. And I think Maverick, you know, can use technical get-ups to get back to her feet. Doesn't have the best get-ups, but she's definitely got better get-ups than Maycee Barber. And I just don't trust Maycee to have the same success with technical get-ups and, you know, yeah, using her technique to get off bottom position. I was leaning Barber pre-tape, but I just forgot how terrible she was technically. Like, yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to bully Maverick like she was in her previous opponents. But at the end of the day, it's lower level women's MMA, so I don't feel comfortable betting the favourite unless they have a huge advantage somewhere and they're reliable to attack that weakness, and I don't really get that in this fight. So I do think it's close, but I do, you know, feel Maverick is going to win. So if you guys could like the video, that'd be awesome. Helps out so much. Alright, so prediction is Maverick by decision. I think she wins around 60% of the time. I'd look to bet Maverick if she was at evens. Looks like, I don't think she's going to get there, but yeah, I would look to bet her at evens. I'd look to bet Barber at $2.50 or plus 150. Doesn't look like she's going to get there. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the fight.